Hello guys, it's Thursday again, and we are back with Emoti-kaun session 11. Hope you guys had a happy Diwali. We took a pause last week because it was just on the eve of Diwali, so we thought you may be having fun with your family or friends. So we kind of took a pause. Just for the newcomers, a quick introduction one more time. We are the W Therapies. That is Sowmiya Bhas, who is the ideator of the conceptualizer of the W therapies, and I'm Hema Subramanian. And we are both practicing psychotherapists, we are hypnotherapists, we are regression therapists. We do a little bit of training, we do awareness workshops, and we try to contribute to the world becoming a better place. That's what we do. And that was the objective with which we started this Emoti-kaun series, to understand emotions well. The more we understand emotions, the more we accept emotions, the more we feel peace and happiness in our life. Okay, so that is what we started off with. I'm not going to ask Sowmiya to recap the entire thing. I'm going to start asking her to recap the last session, please, so that newcomers can understand what we were talking about the last session.
So when we had started off this series, we spoke a lot about love and how we understood love through Mahabharat. So Mahabharat is the premises through which we were explaining the different emotions. Love we have covered. And last session, we spoke about anger and the types of anger that the characters felt, and how the similar kind of anger we face in our lives right now. So how did they deal with it and how can we deal with it? So let's dig a little bit deeper into that with Hema. Let's go.
Do you also want to talk about we spoke about one reason last time, one of the reasons. So please understand that anger is like fever. जब भी अपने को बुखार आता है, we start treating the fever. लेकिन fever is not the cause. Fever is only a symptom. Fever shows that there is something wrong that is happening within our body. Similarly, anger is a symptom. It shows you a deeper emotion that is affecting you. Okay. So last time we spoke about something called as righteous anger. Righteous anger matlab, I expected this. This is my expectation. And my expectation is not met. Like somebody promises you something. I will get you something. But मुझे नहीं मिला. So a little child is angry. तुमने बोला था homework करेगा तो मेरे को साइकिल लेके देगा. But तुमने मेरे को साइकिल लेके नहीं दिया. So there is anger. So we are expecting this. We are getting this. So we are disappointed. That disappointment leads to anger. Okay, that is one kind of anger that we face. This anger was felt by which character in the Mahabharat? मुझे बोला था मुझे मिलेगा लेकिन मुझे नहीं मिला. Which character किसको लगा था ऐसा?
दुर्योधन.
बोला था मुझे ना. दुर्योधन को लगा था, धृतराष्ट्र को भी लगा था. मेरा हिस्से का, मेरे हक का कुछ है. It's my right. I should be getting it. But I'm not getting it because of XYZ reasons. दुर्योधन especially, इसको बोल बोल के बड़ा किया गया कि this is yours, this kingdom is yours. इतना expectation उसका बढ़ा दिया और फिर खड़ांग कि नहीं, sorry, you are not in the race anymore. So then automatically there is an anger that is coming up because of the disappointment of मुझे मिलना चाहिए कुछ था और मुझे नहीं मिला. Very similar to disappointment is something called as righteous. When we say righteous anger, whenever in the world there is something unfair that is happening. Unfair मतलब जो नहीं होना चाहिए. It's not fair. जैसे हम लोग बोलते हैं, it's not fair. नहीं होना चाहिए. जैसे कोलकाता रेप केस नहीं होना चाहिए. किसी के साथ भी नहीं होना चाहिए. War होता है. War नहीं, किसी के साथ भी नहीं होना चाहिए. So when we look at those things, we start feeling angry. It's righteous anger. जो नहीं होना चाहिए वो हो रहा है. ये धर्म है, ये धर्म के ऑपोजिट में कुछ हो रहा है. So we feel, oh my God, this is not fair. It is not how the society should work. It is not how the world should work. It is now not how things should work because it is not good for anybody. It's not good for the person. It may satisfy the ego of one person, but it doesn't do that. So when so many people are getting affected, we feel a righteous anger, जो मुझे मिलना चाहिए, जैसे respect हो गया. Yeah, today we will talk about that. So disappointment and righteous unfairness are two reasons because of which anger comes. Today we are going to talk about another anger called as another emotion hidden behind anger, which is called as helplessness. What do you mean by helplessness? Um, it's usually seen in I don't know. Have you ever tried to chase a rat out of the house? चूहा मारने का अगर कोशिश किया, so disappointment, yes. Helplessness happens. Oh, I mean, are you rewinding what we did earlier? Okay, cool, sorry. So if you ever tried to chase a chuha out of the house, what does it do? It'll keep running here, running there. कहाँ तो भी भागेगा वो, and suddenly you catch it in one corner. Of course, ये चूहा भगाते वक्त, चिपकली भगाते वक्त, स्नेक भगाते वक्त अपने को भी उतना ही डर लगता है. But when that chuha is cornered, what will it try to do? It will try to jump at you. When it tries to jump at you, you get scared, you back off. So it finds another way and then it will escape. So this is a mechanism of nature. It is called as a fight or flight response. What do you mean by fight or flight response? Fight matlab ladna. To save myself, I will fight. I will do anything. I will fight till I win or till I feel safe. Okay? Or flight. Flight means bhag jana. Flight leke bhag jana. So you run away so that you can save yourself. So helplessness triggers the fight or flight response. Now anger comes in the fight response. When we don't know what to do, when we are not able to save ourselves, we try to fight it out. When we try to fight it out, the helplessness shows as anger. Please tell me of the characters in Mahabharat who felt this extreme amount of helplessness. बहुत helpless feel किया और decide किया कि I'm going to fight this back now.
Bhishma.
No, Bhishma was fairly neutral except for 1-2 scenes where he begged people कि अरे यार छोड़ दे यार, come on, just take the kingdom, divided it into half, तू आधा ले ले, सब सेट है लाइफ में, kind of a thing. वो उनको उतना गुस्सा नहीं था, गुस्सा था द्रोण को. And helplessness of not being able to find his space in the kingdom. Of course, it also started from disappointment, right? So Drupad happened to say that, okay, I will not give you the kingdom anymore. I don't know who you are. Brahmana ka kingdom kodukonu. So I don't need to give you that kingdom anymore. So there is disappointment. Disappointment ke baad there is helplessness. So what does he do? He tries to go and find the correct enemy who will defeat Drupad. The correct kingdom that can defeat Drupad was Hastinapur. So right time pe he reaches Hastinapur. He saves that, gets that ball out of the thing, and he says, "Chalo, this is my chance to get back at this guy." So as a Guru Dakshina, he tells Arjun, "Jao, go and defeat that guy. Get him to me." Okay. Another character who used a fight response for the rest, till the end, was Shakuni. He was so helpless. He was so stuck. He was so angry. This happened to it's unfair. My sister was done this. My father was made to do this, all of that. Then he said, okay, now I am taking revenge. I will not stop till I destroy everybody. Another character who carried that anger over lifetimes, the helplessness over lifetimes was so many lifetimes. He or she carried it. Remember Amba, who became Shikhandi eventually. So she carried that helplessness. I don't know what to do. She goes here. She says, okay, somebody help me. Somebody do this. Somebody do this. Somebody do this. Nobody is able to do anything because everybody is scared of Bhishma. Everybody is scared of Bhishma. Then she goes to one person. She goes to the Parshuram. Then she says, okay, but Parshuram also he defeats. So he said, Are, now I'm stuck. Now who will rescue me? So I have to do something about the helplessness. Now, the problem with emotions, it's not a problem actually. The catch with emotions is that we feel the need to do something about it. Every emotion we feel the need to express, we feel the need to do something about. What does it mean? When we love somebody, we have to do something. We have to cook something for that person. We have to hug that person. We have to kiss that person. We have to make that person feel special. So all this Valentine's Day, this day, Mother's Day, Father's Day, Brother's Day, Friendship Day, all of this is supposed to express. You're supposed to do something about the love. So we give people gifts. Yellow, I made this for you. I got chocolate for you. I got flowers for you. I made chai for you. So all of this is an expression of love. Similarly, there has to be an expression for helplessness. The expression for helplessness is anger. Okay. So when we express helplessness, that is the main reason for anger coming up, saying that how can you do this to me? Because I don't know what to do this. Some action has to be taken about it. The problem, there is no problem again. There is no problem with emotions or helplessness. The catch again is that when we start acting on these emotions, there are consequences. See, as long as your thought and your feeling remain with you, everything is okay. Why? Because it is not affecting anybody except you. Whatever is khichdi is happening, it's happening inside you. The minute you take a decision, the minute you take an action based on the emotion, it is going to have an effect on somebody else. It's called the domino effect. What is that? You've seen dominoes? You place this chip. So what do you say? When you hit one chip, it will go ding, 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 ding. All the other chips will start falling. So one chip falling on the other dominoes will make everything else fall. Similarly, one action based on anger will have a domino effect. So if I get angry at you, what do you do? So this is a question that is open. So different people have different reactions while receiving anger, while being on the receiving end of the anger. So this is a question for all of you. When you feel angry, what do you do? Parvati is also joined. So hi, welcome back.
मैं तो रोती बैठी रहती हूँ.
Correct. Again, because that is a sign of helplessness. Anger is not the core emotion. You feel helpless. You don't know what else to do about it. And then you cry it out. Correct. That is one thing. Mostly breathe in and breathe out. Yes. Correct. Breathe in and breathe out is a good idea as well. That's what a lot of people recommend. What else? The most common immediate reactions? Self-harm. In what way? Self-harm in what way, Vipin? There are a lot of people who do that, not necessarily that you are speaking about yourself. If the anger is on someone we can't express, yes. What do? We hurt ourselves in what way? While he answers, punching a wall, okay, that is intense, okay. Some people punch a wall, some people bang doors. We spoke a little bit about passive aggression the last time. When we cannot hit the person in front of us, we try hitting other things, objects which cannot retaliate, right? In psychology, there is a very interesting concept called as kicking the dog. Okay, what does it mean? The kicking the dog phenomenon. So it's a very funny story. It's not as funny actually, but yeah, it's a funny story. So there is a man. He is very stressed. He goes to work. Something has happened there. His boss is giving him one dose. And then, what are you working? You are useless. You are this. I told you this to do. You didn't do this also, this, that, all of that. So he gets very angry. He gets very frustrated. He comes back home. His wife says, "Chalo khana kha." He starts eating. He's like, "क्या खाना है ये बकवास पूरा दिन यही बनाते रहते हैं ये नमक नहीं इसमें कुछ नहीं भूलता नहीं मेरे को नहीं खाने का है." So he pushes the plate away. He walks away. Now the wife is frustrated. The wife says, "अरे पूरा दिन ये आदमी के लिए बैठ के खाना बनाओ. No gratitude. He has no useless fellow. He goes. He doesn't know appreciate what I'm doing at home. Get lost." With this anger, frustration, she goes and she sees the child sitting there. पूरा दिन टीवी देखता रहता है बदतमीज वन चाटा. Full day you have to watch TV. जाओ homework करो. Okay. So now the child is frustrated. A child goes out of the house and there is a dog sitting there, goes and kicks the dog, saying that kutta pata nahi kahan baitha hai beech mein. Right? Now the dog is frustrated. The dog goes and bites somebody else. So then this is the domino effect that I was talking about. So one action can lead to multiple consequences in various people's lives. So then even punching the wall or hurting themselves in some way, even I don't know, they show this in a lot of movies, cigarette smoking or alcoholism, you know. And मैं बहुत stressed हूँ, मेरे को एक दारू में एक peg मारने का है, right? So that's like a very common thing to say or do. So it becomes easier. They think that अच्छा दारू पी लिया, I'm feeling better now. Okay, I just don't need to understand, forget about it. कल सुबह उठूंगा तो ठीक हो जाएगा. But it doesn't work like that, right? So there is a very interesting example somebody gave me a couple of days ago. So let's say that your room is in a mess. Okay, आपका आपने बर्तन ऐसे किचन में पड़े हैं, आपका बेडशीट उसने आपने ये नहीं किया है, सब सामान इधर उधर बिखरा पड़ा है. Okay, you are very stressed. You said I don't want to touch this right now. You go and you have fun. आप पिक्चर देखते हो, खाना खाते हो, दारू पीते हो, जो भी करते हो, and then you come back. When you come back, how do you think the room will be? How will the room be? ऐसे रहेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि किसी ने कुछ किया नहीं उसके बारे में. Emotions are exactly like that. Just because you are avoiding them doesn't mean it will go away on its own. It will not go away. आप पूरा कचरा के ऊपर एक बड़ा सा चद्दर बिछा के रख सकते हैं. You can put a big bed sheet on top of it and say that I don't want to look at it right now. But when the bed sheet will come off, that will be lying below the bed sheet. So there is no point in running away from the emotion in any way. Similarly with anger, similarly with helplessness, with any other emotion that we feel. Okay. So in Mahabharat, of course, because of extreme helplessness, you will see that every other character is giving one sabam, some curse, एक श्राप दे रहे हैं. हाँ, कोई साधु को गुस्सा आ रहा है, जाओ मैं तुमको श्राप देता हूँ, तुमने गलती से मेरे को मार दिया, जाओ तुमको श्राप देता हूँ. गांधारी ने उसको श्राप दिया, इसने उसको श्राप दिया, उसने उसको, मतलब पूरे पिक्चर में, मतलब पूरे स्टोरी में पब्लिक रैंडमली एक दूसरे को श्राप ही दे रहे हैं. Right? Why are they doing that? Because they also don't know what to do. Nobody knows what to do. And there are so many traumatic situations happening. It's not an easy situation, right? तुम्हारे हक का कोई चीज तुमसे लेके गया कोई. That's not an easy thing. Somebody disrespected you in some way. That is not an easy thing. So obviously there are a lot of these events that trigger that anger and trigger that helplessness within us. So now the question is, if you do not want to, like Vipin rightly said, I think this happens in families, within families. It starts, actually all of this drama starts in the family, because when somebody expresses their anger, we also don't know what to do with their anger. Right? So if your child says, now Parvati has a 6-year-old, if he comes, Vipin has a 3-year-old, if one of their children comes and says, I'm very angry right now, I'm very angry. So what are you going to tell that child? What will you tell that child? The teacher, okay.
Why you are angry?
Huh?
Why you are angry?
Why you are
Ask the
angry?
question.
My teacher shouted at me in front of everybody. Common situation, very common. Teacher को हम लोग control नहीं कर सकते. Teacher class में क्या कर रही है, we don't know. Or the मतलब I'm just giving an example of the teacher, but it can happen with our boss, it can happen with our spouses, it can happen with our friends, our children, it can happen with anybody like that. So okay, my teacher shouted at me. What will you do? Our parents would say it's okay, forget about it. Correct. But what do you think should be done? It's okay, forget about it. It's like the chaddar, no? We'll put the chaddar and we say, okay, chala, ho gaya, finished. So what do you do with that, with that, their anger, with their emotion? Let them express in a safe environment. In what way? You will put up a poster of the teacher and say, isko maar. तेरा गुस्सा निकल जाएगा.
No.
What is a safe environment? Okay, so shout, scream, cry, yes. But what if they're angry at you? Will you still allow them to shout, scream, cry? Okay, that's a question that you can park and you can think about it. I just, yeah. So then, see, this is where children also reflect a lot of our emotions. Children are like mirrors. They will show you exactly what you feel. Okay. So when they are angry, you will realize how tolerant you are about your own anger, how much accepting you are of your own anger. Okay. I think parenting is a wonderful way to understand and develop yourself more than the child. As the child grows, it is also a beautiful opportunity for us to grow with them. Of course, for people who don't have children, Sharda and me, it's not that we cannot grow, we can also grow. But for them, it is like we have to look at situations. We have to think about situations. ये कब हो रहा है अपने साथ, क्या हो रहा है? But with children, it happens almost every day because emotional growth happens almost every single day. In fact, it happens every single moment. Okay.
Yes.
So when we are able to accept the emotion, and because you will realize that the anger of the child is coming out of helplessness. I am not able to shout back at the teacher because she is stronger, she is more powerful, she is whatever, she is an authority. I cannot back answer because it is not respectful to do that. Right? So what do? You allow them to completely talk. Whatever they feel like, they can talk. And after they talk, just ask them once again, how are you feeling now? Did you feel bad? Did you feel hurt? I think Sowmiya does this very well. Where is she? I stepped out possibly. So Sowmiya asked this question. Are you feeling hurt or are you in pain? This is what she asked her child. And that child, Rudraj very nicely he answers, I'm feeling pain here. Or he'll say, I'm feeling bad. So she'll ask, are you feeling pain or are you feeling bad? So that child will tell you that this is what I felt, right? And once the child is able to express themselves or say it in these many words, yes, I feel this, 80% of your problem is solved. Sometimes, no, most of the times, when we accept to ourselves, yes, I am feeling this, it becomes easier for us to work with that emotion. Okay. Now, we have understood so far that helplessness has 99%, it has no cure. Right? You cannot do anything about it, or you cannot expect anybody else to do anything about it. I will take the example of Amba. Okay. For who does not know the story of Amba in Mahabharat? Sharda, you know the story? Vipin knows the story? Parvati knows the story? Chitti definitely knows the story. So, anybody who doesn't know the story, so I will kind of quickly repeat that. I'll still repeat that. There were three princesses, and back then there used to be a concept of this Swayamvar. So all the kingdoms were invited, only Hastinapur was not invited. Bhishma, of course, cannot get married, but his step brothers, right? No, not even step brothers, his grandsons. Step grandsons, no. I don't know who those people were. Two people, right? Vichitraviri and Chitranga, step sons actually, step brothers. Step brothers, उसके भाई ना सौतेला भाई. So उनके लिए they had to get hold of these three princesses. So he says, this is an insult. We were not called. I'm just going to go pick those girls up and come and get them married off. Now the oldest of those three sisters, Amba, she's already in love with somebody else. Now, because everything is happening in a very sunny deol, dramatic way, fatapat, sab kuch ho gaya, kidnapping and all of that. So nobody has a chance to explore this part. Who is in love with who? So anyways, they bring them back to Hastinapur. Hastinapur mein she finally gathers courage. She tells Bhishma, I'm in love with somebody else. I cannot marry your brother. So he said, no problem. Koi tension nahi hai. Anyways, two other women are there. you go to your whatever, the person that you love. She goes there. He says, Madam, now you've already gone to this guy. I will not accept you because it is like an insult to me. Right? Because he's already defeated me in war. So he said, I will not marry you anymore. You go back and get married to him. Again, she comes back. She comes back and she tells Bhishma, okay, you created the situation. You kidnapped me in the first place. You didn't ask me what my problem was. You only have to marry me. Now Bhishma already has taken this thing, no. Sabadam he's taken, no. That chapat he's taken. So he cannot marry. So he says, Mata, I cannot marry you. Okay. Now this is a very helpless situation. She cannot go to anybody. The person whom she loves, he is not taking her. She doesn't want to go back to her father's house. She doesn't want to go back because those were the days. It was a different scene altogether. And she cannot stay here as well. So in this situation, if somebody like this comes to you, what advice will you give this person? This is an extremely helpless situation, right? This is also not possible. That is also not possible. It looks like nothing is possible.
भूल जाओ.
भूल
Can't
जाओ.
say like that.
हाँ, भूल जा. वही तो नहीं होता ना. अगर भूलना इतना इजी होता तो हम लोग ऐसे नहीं बैठे होते ना. Like I said, emotions cannot be covered up. They have to be released. What? Maybe we should leave this as a hanging question. Maybe this is homework for you guys. So what if a person like Amba, why a person like Amba? If Amba comes to you and she says, this is my situation right now, what do you think I should do? Then the question is, what will you tell them? Okay. So this is a homework for you. We will kind of take a pause here. We have about 5 minutes. If there are any questions you have, we can take those questions right now. And we can look at how to tackle helplessness in the next session. What advice will you give, Amba, is your homework. Okay. For people who have not seen Mahabharat, please watch the V.R. Chopra Mahabharat one more time. It's a lovely series. Yes, do we have any questions about anything apart from helplessness that we will see in the next session? Anybody? Sharada, I'm presuming, is still driving. So, Parvati, do you have any questions around this? Were you there the last time?
No, I missed the last one. So
We'll probably send you the link for the YouTube video link.
oh, that'll be great. That'll help me.
Yeah. So maybe we take it forward from there.
Yeah, yeah.
Any questions that we can answer for you?
No, since I'll watch the video and maybe
Watch the video. Okay.
get that.
Sure. Okay, so then we call it a day, and we will meet next week with the homework that you have to think about very, very actively. You have 1 week to think about how will you help a character like Amba is the question, who is extremely helpless. She doesn't know what to do. Every avenue in her life seems to be a dead end. Okay? And it's not that we don't face such situations. Of course, these situations may not be so grave in our life, but to a great extent, we also face, to some extent, we also face this intensity of helplessness in our everyday lives. Okay? So, all right, then we will see you next week with a different discussion. All right. Bye-bye.